Check some news, Fob. Big tech in panic mode? Yeah, I
Last week,
know.
Chinese
Yep, you still have Nvidia stocks, Fob? Alright, chat, so if you've been missing out on what's been going on in the news, yeah. So Nvidia tanked. Went to the fucking what, and it hurt the S&P as well because it wasn't just Nvidia, it was just the entire tech sector. It tanked because of something called the DeepSeek, which is essentially the reason it tanked is because apparently this DeepSeek startup, it's an AI startup in China that insinuates that they achieved full training of their AI model, all that shit, right? Whatever, or a creation of their AI model with essentially a fraction of the money that it takes like Western AI companies like OpenAI, etc. And they're saying they achieved it with a fraction of the money, a fraction of the power, or a fraction of the all that, right? We don't know if it's true, all right, because it's just what they say, but most analysts are saying it is true, right? But from what I can see, right? From what I can see, I don't think it should have any effect on like Nvidia stocks at all. Because just because something like that exists, I don't see why that should affect chip prices or card prices, right? It really shouldn't, but wouldn't going with Nvidia be a safer bet because it was a more well-known company? Well, that's what I'm saying. I think most of the people or most of the reason why Nvidia stock shot down is probably because people are like just hearing the news but don't really do the research and are just immediately selling like instantly. I will full transparency say, chat, I had no Nvidia. I sold a while ago. But as you can see here, I own Nvidia now. I bought this dip hard. I bought this dip hard. I got 20 shares of Nvidia at 117 bucks. I was like, "Hey, listen, that's a buyer's market if I've ever seen one." So, hey, if it goes down, it is what it is, but I see no reason why Nvidia should plummet because I don't think people really are like unless like I'm not really understanding it, but from everything I've watched and like read, this really shouldn't affect Nvidia's prospects at all. You know? It's because they claim to need much less hardware than OpenAI and the like, so less NVIDIA hardware needed. Yeah, so like what they're saying is, right, the current meta in the Western AI market is brute forcing, right? And for brute forcing, you need more power, you need more chips, right? To just fucking have more hardware to keep on spamming, right? To train shit. And what the DeepSeek is saying is they don't fucking need that. They found a more efficient way to do it. But like, at the end of the day, that shouldn't really matter because you're still going to need. So, do you need as many in large bulk quantities? Probably not, but you're still going to need chips. So, it shouldn't really change it. No, you don't need Nvidia. Yes, you don't need Nvidia, but like, I don't think people are understanding. Good companies can pivot when breakthroughs are made in tech, right? It's the bad companies that fail to pivot and are stuck, right? I feel like Nvidia has the resources to pivot if they need to. Now I still fucking think Nvidia stocks are super fucking over invested in, but it is what it is. I don't think it's overvalued. Well, it's probably I don't fucking know. I'm not a fucking financial advisor. I just see the market dip like crazy. I'm like, you know what? I feel like this is a good time to buy. The reasoning behind is that DeepSeek is claiming they did it on just a handful of Apple M2 chips rather than a massive array of Nvidia GPUs. Yes, I get that, right? But I still don't see why that would devalue all of Nvidia as a company. It's still an industry leader in like chips. So like it really shouldn't just like suddenly make Nvidia like useless. Nvidia's stock price is priced in with investors anticipating that AI companies will need more and more chips in the future when instead much less is needed. Well, we're not sure, right? So, okay, from everything I've watched like 3-4 videos from like people who are like pretty educated in the AI department, and they're basically saying that there's two venues in which AI can proceed now, right? One is whatever methodology that DeepSeek is doing, right, which is efficiency. And then the other side is like the brute force methodology that the West has been going for, right? So it is to be seen whether which methodology is gonna be the exact way forward into the future. So who knows? YouTube has financial advice. It wasn't YouTube as financial advice. It's YouTube as about the AI topic, you donkey. Did I say I watch YouTube videos on what to invest? I said I watch YouTube videos on the fucking AI topic on DeepSeek. Like, holy reading comprehension. You should not watch any YouTube videos for any advice because you can't even listen. Um, if DeepSeek can train AI models so well with H800s, can't OpenAI make their models copy what DeepSeek does, but instead use B200s to make it far surpass DeepSeek? This is what I'm saying, right? Everybody that I've watched that is like within the AI space that is an expert is basically saying this does not take away from companies like Google, Meta, OpenAI at all, because the second that a company or someone else makes a breakthrough, at the end of the day, this is all coding. It's fucking math. Math is math, right? All these other companies need to do is adjust, change their way of thinking, and then boom, they have way more money, way more resources, and can expand upon whatever DeepSeek did even tenfold, right? And then there's a lot of people saying that DeepSeek is actually like not being completely transparent with their achievements because like they're saying basically that DeepSeek is there could be a situation where DeepSeek just used a lot of fucking basically things that were openly available or like basically technologies that are available thanks to OpenAI, etc., and just built upon that and kind of exploited apparently a lack of Chinese overhead in terms of the AI space over there, or the regulatory space in China for AI apparently might be very loose, so they can kind of just it's open source. Why would that matter? No, it doesn't. But like the reason, what I'm saying is because it's open source, right? What stops Western companies from adapting what DeepSeek is doing? You know, I don't think it does at all. Right? Are you glad you sold Nvidia? Yeah, but I rebought. It absolutely takes away value from Nvidia. They had a perceived future monopoly on AI hardware. If what DeepSeek says is
This
true,
doesn't
companies
stop the
can just use
advancement of
existing
AI
hardware and don't need
robots,
to
it
overexpend
actually
on new
speeds up our
GPUs.
inevitable doom.
But like what I'm saying is tasty, right? Like, can you just use existing hardware? Yes, but like, don't you want to push AI even further than like what is available? Like, if you can achieve even further, like pushing into the AI space, right? Like, wouldn't you want better hardware anyways? Would you just want to keep using the same old hardware? Depends on what for. Well, yeah, obviously, but no, because what they are saying is throwing the additional hardware wouldn't be needed. Maybe I don't understand it as well. I feel like that at a certain point, hardware, there's no way software is so efficient that hardware doesn't matter at all. If they can get so far with existing hardware, think about what they can do with that amount of GPUs. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, right? If they can get that far with existing hardware, imagine how far they can get with even newer hardware, even better hardware is what I'm saying, right? Like, wouldn't that insinuate that there's even higher bounds and limitations that they can fucking break through? DeepSeek has proved that less powerful hardware can also power top of the line models. We can potentially see higher overall usage due to lowered costs. We will only know later though. Yeah, that's what a lot of the fucking people are saying. There's also a lot of people saying that basically what DeepSeek is doing might be the revolutionizing like the commodity side of AI, basically cheapening commodity side of AI to an extent where like basically the bottom line, you know, people who don't have that much money to afford like chat GPT subscriptions and shit like that can essentially get access to pretty fucking good models of AI. Meanwhile, like the more brute force side of AI can continue going and like pioneering their own deep end that is a bit more pricey that regular people like you and I don't have access to, whereas like it's more for enterprises and corporations. So yeah, it's definitely way better for the average person. Do you understand what you're yapping is astronomical right now? Yes, bro. ChatGPT is kind of expensive, not gonna lie. Exactly, right? And I think what a lot of people that I was reading up on, they were saying essentially that this could pretty much make it so that they could commoditize AI on a much cheaper scale for more people to fucking have access to. Some random genius in the middle of nowhere can now take it and invent some crazy new shit that revolutionizes everything. Nowadays, AI works server side if any company can optimize it to run it on low end on device, thus making it the next step for tech breakthrough, the next internet that can be used by anybody. Yeah, I think I saw a really good example of what someone said, right? You know how Microsoft used to sell Word, PowerPoint, and Excel, right? And then Google said, "Fuck you. We're gonna provide everybody Word, sheets, and slides for free." And it's kind of like commoditizing to a cheaper extent where everybody can get access to it without having to pay some exorbitant fee to get access to what essentially might become in a couple of years, like, you know, something that everybody has access to, right? Well, not free, but like, you know what I mean. You ain't paying for a fucking office suite. All right, let's check this out here.
Last week, Chinese company DeepSeek shocked the world when they walked right over OpenAI's moat by releasing.
Communism is winning? So does that mean any fob can easily make more fob AI using DeepSeek? Apparently DeepSeek doesn't really operate with images, but like, I'm sure they could probably get to that. But I think the statement about communism is winning, China #1. You have to remember, chat. A lot of I see a lot of social media talking about like the United States or like the American AI market versus Chinese AI market. I think people need to remember, I think there are literally more fucking students. Okay, wait, no. It was I saw a video where someone said this. The amount of like there are more honor students in China than there are students in America. I think that's what they said. Right? Like, and then take those students in America that exactly more honor students in China than are total students in the USA, right? You take that amount of higher intelligence, right? The average intelligence, you're gonna naturally probably result in, you know, people who are a little bit more capable on that side of the earth. Yeah, China has 4x more people, you know? And let's be honest, I ain't gonna lie. I don't think the American education system has been really improving, to say the least. So
releasing the open source R1 model. Not only does it beat their $200 O1 reasoning model, but it also beats Claude Sonnet and Gemini. It wins on key benchmarks, but more importantly, it passes my vibe test, along with many others on the internet, as long as you don't ask it what happened on April 15th, 1989. R1 even wins at math, which is crazy considering OpenAI had the answers in advance. Over the last few days, normies have been learning about R1, and it went viral to become the #1 app in America. This is a big problem for big tech, because in order for the grift to keep on grifting, artificial intelligence needs to be hard and take thousands of GPUs to pull off. But DeepSeek R1 cost less than $10 million and was actually the side project of a hedge fund where their only goal is to create long-term social value. Wall Street is terrified and Nvidia stock is in for a bloodbath today. Nvidia has been the primary beneficiary of the AI boom, but the whole bubble just got one-shotted by a brutal
real
reality
picture, by the way?
In today's video, we'll find out how DeepSeek just changed the course of history. It is January 27th, 2025, and you're watching the Code Report. Big tech is literally shaking right now, as Sam Altman coped with a dramatic tweet. A revolution can neither be made nor stopped. The only thing that can be done is for one of several of its children to give it direction by dint of victories. I'm not sure if that's Napoleon Dynamite or Napoleon Bonaparte, but the funny thing is he damn near got ratioed by someone with an anime profile picture that said, "It's not that deep, bro, just release a better model." In addition, to try to remain competitive with DeepSeek, OpenAI is also offering its O1 mini model to free users. But that's not all. They also released a new thing called Operator, which gives AI access to a browser and allows it to click on buttons and fill out forms on your behalf, which is a game changer because that means you can have ChatGPT go attend your court-appointed DUI courses or anything else you might have to do online. In the future, humans will no longer need websites or UIs, only APIs that can interact with the AIs. Operator is currently only available to people on the $200 plan, and overall it gets pretty mixed reviews. That's cool and all, but the Chinese are really crushing it right now. DeepSeek is one thing, but they also released this thing called Hunyuan 3D, which can generate 3D meshes and textures, and that's huge for people like me who have spent years failing to get good at Blender. But the crazy thing about DeepSeek is that it was just a side project that cost very little money to produce. Even Mark Andreessen called it one of the most amazing. By the way, I love how
every AI video I watch just uses this motherfucker from Silicon Valley. Like, what was the fucking show called? I fucking I forgot what the yeah, Jimmy Yang. But I forgot. Yeah, it's called Silicon Valley. I forgot what his character name was though. Does anybody remember what his character name was from Silicon Valley? Was his name John? Yeah, John Yang or something really
To
fucking
produce.
stupid.
Even Mark Andreessen called it one of the most amazing and impressive breakthroughs he's ever
He
seen.
was such a
profound gift to the
douchebag in that
world.
show,
and
but
because
I
of that, the
loved
stock
it.
market is panicking and just wiped out nearly $1 trillion in value, with Nvidia being the biggest loser, followed by other chip companies like Taiwan Semiconductor and Broadcom. You see, Nvidia's had basically a monopoly on AI training for the last decade because they have better Linux drivers than AMD, and all the machine learning algorithms are optimized for libraries like CUDA, which is proprietary and can only run on Nvidia GPUs. And they have the infrastructure to connect all these GPUs together at scale. As AI models get bigger and more popular, so do the profits of Nvidia. But someone got DeepSeek running on a few Apple M2 Ultras, and that's the 680 billion parameter top of the line model. And that's terrifying if you're a tech investor pouring billions of dollars into AI, because if the best state-of-the-art model can operate on relatively cheap consumer hardware, and it's free and open source and developed in China, how are we going to make any mother effing money? People are calling this the Sputnik moment, when Russia launched the first artificial satellite into space in 1957. The United States was shocked at the time, and it took over a decade to make a comeback, when America made its pinnacle achievement of filming a man on the moon in Nevada. That's a joke, of course, and even the smartest technology in the world, DeepSeek, believes in the moon landings. We had a good run on this AI hype train, but now it's time to move on. I'm looking forward to brain chips, quantum computers, artificial meat printers, nano robots, digital resurrection, and all kinds of other tech that will make the world a better place. This has been the Code Report. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.
I feel like this DeepSeek shit is good. I don't know. I feel like the only people that probably think this is bad are the billion-dollar, like, billionaires, right, that are losing money. I think generally for the world, it's good. It's like in a technological revolution, right? Someone had a breakthrough, and that breakthrough will mean everybody else will also advance, right? Yeah, I think it's always going to be good for us. I'm glad they open source it. Yeah, like you have to remember, chat. Also, I feel like ChatGPT is kind of suffering from what happens to a lot of what is it? First comers to like a technology or something, right? Like OpenAI was really pioneering this whole AI space, right? But then when you're pioneering something, everybody else can essentially, like, you get first comers advantage, but I swear to God, in so many things, whatever you're coming to first, other people who build on it later end up being bigger or potentially, like, can create something bigger, you know? First mover's advantage is not first comer. Yeah. First mover's advantage. Yeah, I feel like OpenAI had that for a while. But what happens a lot of the times is whoever comes later and innovates on that will usually be making the fat bucks later on, right? OpenAI was making the fat bucks in the beginning, but then it's going to fall off unless they adapt, you know? I don't think OpenAI is washed, right? Because at this point, right, with these guys adapting and innovating, OpenAI can then see and innovate. All right, you want me to give you guys a crazy gacha reference? You know how everybody in the beginning of Genshin were doing stinky-ass dog shit rotations on-field kaching, right? And sitting there with fucking 4-piece Thunder Soother, a spam charge attacking, and nobody was quick swapping, right? Everybody was thinking that's how you play the meta. And then people started doing quick swap. And then it was like, holy shit, wait a second. Oh my god, rotating through our characters can be a better way to play the game? And then all the people who are TCing this dog shit started TCing for quick swap and new stuff. And then suddenly, everything within the community meta-wise improves tenfold. People stop doing cringe dog shit on-field kaching and do quick swap kaching. And it's like so much better, you know? So like, you have to think of it that way. At the end of the day, like companies like Nvidia, companies like OpenAI, as long as they all adapt to what's changing, I think the entire ecosystem it benefits, you know? Because I think from the Western perspective for AI, they were all really, really locked into the brute force, right? Brute forcing strat, where they wanted to basically have the biggest stack of fucking GPUs, brute forcing an AI to train it as hard as possible with like fucking 1 trillion fucking watts of power, right? But now, finding a more efficient way to do exactly this, it's like, hold up, maybe we adapt to this and we all progress to a better future, right? So, hey, it's all a good thing. Did you see China has also made 100 million degrees Celsius sun in a lab that stayed stable for 18 minutes this week? What? The important thing about AI is the ability to make it sing funny songs in your voice. They prove that reinforcement learning works and all companies will copy this. Meta is literally dissecting the DeepSeek repo right now to do that. It should push the entire industry forward, but the bubble companies will take damage as they should. Yeah, I mean, like I said, right? Did I buy the dip on Nvidia? 100 fucking percent. And, I don't fucking regret it. Hopefully it doesn't fucking crash even further. That'll be sad, but assuming Nvidia pivots, correctly, like they're a fucking rich as fuck company. They should be able to pivot. But yeah, it won't. Article about China's sun. China's artificial sun breaks fusion record 1,000 plus seconds of plasma stability. Am I the only one that like thinks this is so cool? But like I don't know. Fusion reactors, when we get to the point of literally creating artificial suns in the future, kind of make me really scared. Like, you know how we have nuclear reactors and when they have a fucking meltdown or a disaster, it's like, holy shit. Can you imagine if an artificial sun in containment has a fucking meltdown or like some incident goes down? What the fuck's gonna happen then? Fusion reactors are fail-safe? Oh, are they? Okay. Okay. So there's literally no way nothing can go wrong. They have appropriate measures to immediately fucking shut shit down. Okay. Surely a black hole doesn't suddenly form. So surely we don't create a literal artificial star and then it collapses in itself and creates within its own gravity and then just starts creating a black hole in the middle of the earth. They shut it down with some water. Okay, I don't think that happens. Did you buy the dip? Yeah, I did. To create a micro black hole which would consume the entire moon, we'd need more power than is produced by the sun across the span of 400 million years, available within a fraction of a second. Hey, who knows? Maybe we could do that. Don't fission reactors have meltdowns because of the control rods? Fusion reactors would use something different, right? No clue. When a fusion reactor goes into meltdown, the worst thing will happen is a few atoms of hydrogen will escape into the ocean, so nothing bad will happen. Okay, do I believe in the multiverse? It'd be cool. For Nvidia to do good, you just gotta pray the big corpos don't cut their GPU orders that are 25K per unit. Well, so like what I've read is people are insinuating essentially that nobody knows 100% sure if what DeepSeek's model is doing and what like the brute force like models are doing or which one's actually just better. Nobody knows what's better. Obviously one is less cost, one is more cost effective, but like in terms of just advancing AI tech, nobody knows which one's actually better. The only thing that the whole AI discussion doesn't address is how does this nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares about LeBron. Because the main thing about DeepSeek was that their shit is super cost effective, but it doesn't really insinuate that it might be the future for AI. What platform do I use for stocks? I use Webull. Yeah, I use Webull. Which is kind of annoying. I don't know why this shit, like if I close it, it just fucking turns off entirely. But yeah. Bro, my account's only plus $300. Man, I took a fat L today on the S&P ETF. Unlucky. Swear to God, this was like way higher, but today I'm plus 30. If you don't care about LeBron, why is the emote here? I didn't add it. Nvidia should just do English or Chinese and DeepSeek has to freeze. You think this new AI tech is going to allow Hoyer to achieve actual animations for HS Story? Nope. Please drop another 50 Nvidia. Don't forget that all it took Cisco to collapse was it didn't meet growth expectations. Well, that's kind of like where Samsung is at. Isn't Samsung shit? What the fuck? Does Samsung not have a fucking huh? Samsung can or will get baited out by the South Korean government. They are different. Or bailed out. I guess Samsung's in the Korean market. Yeah, but as you can see, Samsung's not exactly in the best spot right. Oh, the past 6 months have not been good for Samsung. They fell off a fucking cliff. It has been rough for them. Didn't Samsung get bailed out or something once by the Korean government? I know some big company in Korea. Yeah, I mean they probably will. But it doesn't change the fact that I think Samsung's a little fucked. They're kind of completely missing out on the AI wave entirely. They have no part in it at all. They're kind of brokies.